All right, I mentioned it in a video a little while ago about the fact that we had leaked about a month or so ago the fact that Harbor Freight was coming out with a benchtop jointer in the Bauer brand. Now, some of you missed that. Not my fault. If you'd subscribed, ring that notice bell and you watch the videos, you'd know all about it. But we're not going to leave you high and dry. We're going to do a full video here. We're going to do, let's call it a pre-comparison between the upcoming Bauer jointer and what else is available in the market in that realm. Now, I will be entirely honest. I'm not an expert. I'm not a woodworker, but I am somebody who often works with wood. But I don't want to put myself at that level. And so there are going to be people out there who know quite a bit more about jointers and stuff like that. But do understand, we're comparing entry-level budget jointers. We're not going to be comparing, $1,000, 8-inch, stand jointers and that kind of stuff. So be honest in the comparisons as we're talking about this. Real quick before we jump into it, surgery update. Duncan, my oldest son, he had surgery yesterday, gallbladder, got it removed. Dude, in and out, super quick, super fast. He's already on the mend. It's legit not fair how easy this is going for him, but that's what I wish for him, because some of you know I went through it and I did it the hard way because I'm a stubborn old coot and that's the way you do things, right? Anyway, he's doing great. Thank you for all the prayers and well wishes. You all have been awesome. Thank you. All right, let's get into the jointers though. So here it is, the Bauer benchtop jointer, made with a 6-inch wide segmented cutter head. All right, for quiet operation. So basically it's going to hopefully have, well, here it says it down here. We'll get into it. So 12 amp motor, up to 9,000 RPM, 12 four-sided high-speed steel cutters for hassle-free adjustment. Now, the nice thing about that is what that's going to allow you to do is if one of them gets a nick, you don't have to replace the entire blade. You just replace that single cutter. That is really optimal for this sort of thing, all right? But let's get back into it. 12, as I said, 12 cutters there. Built-in aluminum fence, stops at 45 and 90, 6-inch max cut width and 1/8 max depth. Convenient table lock for repeatable depth of cut. Heavy duty base. Onboard chip blower and that's cool. 2.5-inch dust port. Keeps the area clean. Yada yada yada. So they say. Anyway, price. Now remember, this is don't lock in on this price. Often this is just a filler. It could come in higher, it could come in lower. They're gonna dial in the price at the last minute, but this is gonna give us a ballpark of where it should be. And right now they're looking at $289.99, basically $290 is what you're looking on that. And as you can see, we got a full picture on this. We got pretty much everything filled in. This, what I'm saying here is that's telling me that they're getting close to release on this. And case in point, let's jump over here and I'm going to show you. If we go over to Harbor Freight's website, this is the Bauer page there, and we come down to coming soon. We got the scroll saw they're talking about. We just talked about that. The brush saw, the hammer drill, and the benchtop jointer. And again, this is how the whole conversation started. People were like, "How did you know about this?" Anyway. So let's talk about what else is out there. Now we're going to start from the low end and moving up. And again, these are all going to be in that entry-level jointer range because we're looking at a price here of $290. So what's coming in cheaper? Well, the first option is going to be, it's Vevor. Vevor is coming in with a spiral benchtop jointer, which is, spiral is an upgrade, allegedly. It should be, let's put it that way. Benchtop jointer, 6-inch, 1.5 horsepower, 10,000 RPM, allegedly. 14 spiral cutter head there, 0 to 1/8 adjustable depth. Portable, anyway, for all wood types, yada yada. They're coming in at a price of $252.99. Now the real question here is, what is shipping? Now this is from Vevor. It says free delivery here, so there shouldn't be any shipping on that. Again, and as I said this before, I don't have a problem specifically with Vevor's. I don't have a problem with their products. Some of the products are good, some of the products are trash. They're a reseller. They're literally just going out there and just OEMing products from other people. The issue with Vevor is when you buy direct from them, because they will do anything to get out of backing up that warranty, or even returns. You get something damaged on shipment, they'll basically, first they'll deny. They're like an insurance company, deny. Then eventually they'll be like, well, we'll give you $5 off. And I've had emails from people, they fought with them for 6 months, 8 months, a year, trying to get their money back, or at least get some money back on a product. So be aware. I'm going to put links to everything down below. Just because I put a link to it, I'm putting links to everything. I'm just trying to be, above board on all this. Doesn't mean I endorse it, all right? So let's get back into it here. So the Vevor there, again, I'm not saying it's a bad tool. It's not a great company. If you can buy it at the same price from somebody else, like through Amazon or something, I would definitely do that. Now, we got the Win over at Home Depot. Nice thing about this, you can go and you can usually pick it up there. You can have it shipped to store as well. So free delivery, free ship to store. You're looking at a price of $254.59 there. As far as the specs on it, so you're looking at 12 staggered high-speed steel blades there. So essentially the same kind of setup there. Let's see here if we got any more in the way of specs on this. Come on, if it'll let me scroll down here. We got 6-inch portable horsepower is listed at 1.6. It has dust collection. Well, that's a good thing. At least it has some dust collection. I'm being sarcastic there because, of course, they all are going to have dust collection. Product details here. We're looking at, as we said, 12 blades, 30 by 6 table, eighth of an inch of material for depth of cut there. 2 push blocks, 2-year warranty. That's one thing you can expect with the Harbor Freight, that it's only going to have a 90-day warranty. Of course, you'll probably be able to buy a better one. Now, next up, we're going to go over to Grizzly. Now, Grizzly, this one's coming in at $247, but you're going to end up paying $30 on shipping, which for Grizzly is not bad. Grizzly has notoriously expensive shipping. Well, I guess it always adds. It's not as expensive as it could be, certainly. But the Grizzly has been making great woodworking products for years and years and years. Again, to be honest, they don't have their own factories per se. They're getting them OEM from China and Taiwan. But 1.5 horsepower, 30 by 6.25 there. Cast aluminum on the fence, table adjustment swing, straight knife on this one. So you're losing the individual high-speed steel cutting heads on this. Going with a more traditional knife setup on it. But again, it's a tried and true tool that's been out there for years, and everyone knows, or everyone's used it, is pretty happy with it, knows it can do the job. Delta is one of these brands that back in the day was a huge, big, well-known, everybody was like, okay, full respect to Delta. They got bought out a few years ago. The tools are good. They're good, but I'm not going to say I can't sit here and say they are what they used to be. You're looking at $323 for the Delta 12 amp, 6-inch, 2 blades. Again, this is going to be a straight bladed system as well. It looks like a decent system. I will say, of all the ones out there, this one comes the closest to looking like, but definitely isn't the same. That's one thing I was truly expecting. Honestly, I was truly expecting one of these to be an identical clone that Harbor Freight just gone out and OEM from the original manufacturer. And I'm not seeing that. If you do have a brand or manufacturer you think this is a clone of, let me know down in the comments. And good grief, people, don't go by the color. I get so many people will be like, so-and-so's copying Milwaukee. I'm like, yeah, they're both red, but that doesn't mean it's a copy. You got to look at form, function, and utility of it. It's not, the color doesn't mean anything. Anyway, talking again then about the Delta there, coming in at $323.17 on that one. Let's take a quick look at the product details on it and see if it gives us anything. 5-year warranty on that one. That's interesting. Not seeing a ton of other information. Let's see what we get here in the details. Depth, width, amperage, 12 amps, 10,000 RPM, 76 pound weight. Now it sounds heavy, sounds like maybe hard to deal with, but at the end of the day, that also really helps with stability. Now here we go up to Craftsman. Craftsman's Porter Cable was a big name back in the day for this. It looks like they've updated it and painted it red. It's now Craftsman. I can't find Porter Cable from a reliable source. So this is the go-to one. It's over on Amazon. 22,000 cuts per minute, 10,000 amp, or 10,000 amp, 10 amp. corded, but of course, I've yet to see a cordless benchtop joiner. Who knows? Maybe one day. $349 on this. Again, we got the aluminum fence. We got, they all have essentially the same size table, 6 3/8 by 30, 2-knife system, ball bearing cutter head, built-in cutter head lock. Now, again, this is a take on the original Porter cable. They've updated it. For a home gamer one, this has been a pretty go-to kind of tool for some time. It's got 612 ratings. It's got a little bit of a fish hook. I'm not going to lie. The fish hook is when you, if you look at it from the side, it kind of looks like a fish hook where the 1 stars come up and bite you. It's got a little bit of one, but not a terrible one, all things considered. But, would you get this over the Delta, which is, again, you're looking at a straight blade system versus, another straight blade system. I really, kind of would be leaning towards those the high speed, the individual cutter heads. Now we jump up here 370 to the Shop Fox. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is on Grizzly.com. Shop Fox is basically the same thing as Grizzly. They have a lot of different models, and they'll take one or two of their higher end models, paint it that off-white, put the Shop Fox brand on it, and they'll allow other people to resell it. Grizzly can only be bought through Grizzly. Shop Fox can be picked up at a bunch of different places. But this is their W1879 6-inch benchtop joiner with 2-knife cutter head, 2-year warranty, coming in at $370. Again, having the different cutter heads is nice. Having the individual, it's a benefit, but it's not everything. The stability and the accuracy of being able to dial in the depth and have it be repeatable, stuff like that, that's important as well. It's obviously way too early to say, hey, you should definitely buy the Harbor Freight or you shouldn't buy the Harbor Freight or whatever. We're going to have to wait and see, and I'm going to try and get a hold of some people who get their hands on it first and have a chat with them. Again, as I said, I'm not a woodworker, so I can't really sit here and say, hey, this is this little tiny thing is what's going to make the big difference. So I am going to reach out to some people who I feel that I trust. If you are a woodworker and you have experience with any of these tools, love to hear your feedback on it, what you think about them, so we can pass it along to other viewers. Anyway, again, I'm still on the road here down in the Vegas area. It's 102 degrees today. Notice I'm inside sitting right next to the AC. That's how I live down here. I go from AC unit to AC unit to AC unit. I've completely lost my ability to deal with the heat after living in Montana this long. Anyway, thanks again for all the well wishings for Duncan, and we will also let you know as soon as we see that Bauer joiner launch. I think it's really exciting to see new products coming out from Harbor Freight. The one thing we can be really excited about and hope, cross our fingers, is that with the planer, we saw the Bauer, and then they came out with a higher end version with Hercules. Will there be a higher end version of Hercules planers coming out? Wait and see, I guess. You know what? You know how to find out. Make sure you chomp the like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care, God bless, and as always, shine on.